Okay, so this is a gameplay review of myself playing Kayle in Diamond Flex Queue. Since the matchmaking is garbage though, I got paired up with gold platinum players and I had to 1v9 to get this win. Hopefully it's a good demonstration for you guys on how to hard carry with low elo teammates. I apologize for the terrible mic quality in advance, but since I don't really have anything else I can use, I just had to use my webcam. So I apologize for that. This game is against a Gold 2 Wukong with a full AD team, as you can see. Except their support is a bard, but I don't think he's going to be doing much damage anyway. Now my goal is to push in this wave early and get into his turret, because I should have the advantage in the first 2 levels or so. It's pretty even still, but as you can see, even though he got that trade-off, it's pretty pointless for him, since I got what I wanted, which is to push in that wave. I missed 1 CS, but it's not the end of the world. So I'm just going to rewind really quick here. What happened in that level 1 trade is that he tried to all-in me after I'd already killed 2 of the melee minions, and he tried to fight me right in the middle of the creep wave. So even though I didn't have my Righteous Fury for about half of that trade, I just stayed it anyway, because the longer he tanks those 6 minions, the more damage it'll be anyway. So in the end it worked out alright, and he used his own, I think he uses his only health potions very soon, like right now, whereas I still have 1 more from the refillable. And I don't actually expect to be able to win this lane, so having him low is fine with me, as long as I can push him in. My goal is to bounce this wave. I want to push it into the turret, and then fall back so I'm not as susceptible to the Lee Sin gank, which is probably going to come soon. What I like doing is, once I get this wave, so you see that wave just push into the turret, he has to sit there and last hit. That gives me time to wander down and get a quick ward in, which will give us a lot more information on Lee Sin. So I don't put it in the bush. I like to get it on that corner there so I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So it watches the path from blue. You can see a little bit of the river, but the main thing is I wanted to destroy that blasting cone, because it's not as good as against Lee Sin, but with a lot of other champions, killing that makes it a lot easier to actually narrow down where their gank's going to come from. Now I know the Lee Sin is coming here, but I want to just stick barely in EXP range so I don't miss anything from that cannon. It kind of backfires, because he flanks me from the back and I have to blow flash here. It worked out okay because I got a flash in return, but they're pretty greedy, so they're going to go for the dive, but I know my jungler is right there, so once my E is back up, I walk back into range, I bait him a little bit, and then I land my QE and just get an easy first blood. I really didn't want to back, because if I did, I would have lost a lot of gold from that giant minion wave. I mean, it would have been preferable to dying, but since I knew Shyvana was in the area, I didn't need to back, and it worked out really well. So I have double buffs, but I don't really win trades still, and I can't actually get onto him. Like even if I walk up to him and press Q and then use W on myself, he will just be able to use decoy and run away. So my goal here is just to push the wave in, deny him as much as possible. If he comes up to hit the minions, I want to be able to punish him with my red buff. But at this point, I think it's better and safer, because I don't have flash, so I recall here and TP back to lane with Berserker Greaves. At this point, I'm quite a bit stronger than him, but I'm still quite cautious in this lane, because if the jungler does come back, I could be in a bit of trouble. So what he did there, I wasn't sure if he was decoying to run away or decoying to get onto me, because Lee Sin was there. So I'm going to come here and try and cancel his back and keep him here as long as possible so I can punish him. So I ward up, keep pushing the lane, walk up again to interrupt that recall if I can, but in this case, if he just goes back, I can get his TP, so it should be alright. So there it is. Now I go and roam down again. I think I can take Scuttle here, which is quite good. Gives me a bit of extra vision, given that my trinkets run out. It looks like there's a fight going on in bot lane, which I should be watching. I'm really bad with this, which is using my map to look around when I'm idle, but at this point, Yasuo wandered down bot lane for no reason and just gave up this giant wave. He's not even level 6 yet, and what he just did was really bad, because if that wave crashed into the turret, that's just a lot of XP that no one's getting. They're all chasing there, but I don't really see the point, because they're getting destroyed anyway. Even if I go, I probably won't be able to get a kill. And it's better if I push this wave in, even though I missed all that CS. If I push this wave in and it bounces on the turret, it at least denies Zed some XP and gold, and it gives Yasuo time to get back without getting punished harder than he already is. Like, you see how far behind he is now. He's level 4 when I'm level 6. And that blasting cone is really bad. I was trying to go over the wall, but I know that I'm going to get all into here, but I don't have a choice, because if I go around now, I would have missed a lot of minions. So I just suck it up, let him chunk me out a bit, but at least I got the golden XP. So it would have been a lot better if I did that blasting cone properly. So the way you do it is you blasting cone over the golem wall, then you can walk behind your turret and he can't intercept you in that bush, because it's really obvious he was going to do that. But the end result is that I got the EXP and gold from that mid wave that Yasuo lost and the top wave. I stay here, which is a mistake, because I thought he was going to freeze this, but you see him auto attack it over and over, which is not very good for him. He really should just leave it. But anyway, so I stay to push in one more wave so he can't freeze it and deny me gold, which is not the best idea, I think, and it ends up getting me killed. Although partly that's because I misplayed this part as well. So I agreed for those 2 CS, and then I ulted too early because I anticipated the ultimate. Now I'm fucked because I have no mana left. I probably should just try and kill him at this point, but I thought I could get away. I underestimated his range, and I didn't think he had flash left, so in retrospect, I probably should have just tried to kill him, but yeah, definitely a mistake by me. I shouldn't have greeted for those minions. I should have just waited for the wave to push in by itself, and then if he tries to hold the wave and he's tanking all of those minions, then I can try and fight him. But it's quite difficult because you see how I ulted early. I had to anticipate his ultimate, but because it's instantaneous if you're standing on top of you, I didn't really have much time to react, and it was completely prediction based. He fucks up here because he doesn't push the wave all the way in, and I can set up a freeze and just deny him a little bit of extra. So even though I'm down, I just died there. It's not that bad for me because I didn't really lose anything. I got that entire wave, and I can probably set up a freeze here and deny him a little bit more. Like, these little margins that you can get in lane from wave manipulation are very important. So what I do is here, I just stand and I tank the minions for a bit. I drag them back out so it's not too close to the turret, because what will happen if it's too close is that the melee minions will walk into turret range and break your freeze. I don't think I'll be able to hold it, because once he comes back, I'll have to push it back out again, but at least he'll probably lose some, if not all, of this wave. I think he'll probably lose all of it. Half, there we go. So that was pretty good. It was just a little move that we did there without suffering too much penalty, because Kayle has a heal anyway. What I just did there was really bad. Never do that. So I walked up to him when my Righteous Fury was on cooldown, and he punished me pretty hard. So you see how hard I get chunked against the Wukong here. You don't really win trades until you get at least 2 items, I think. Even with Nash's, it's just really hard to win an all-in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get him to push the wave back into me. I'm not going to greed to get those CS. Like, I could go for that, but then he could just get onto me again and take out another 40% of my HP. So I'm just going to be patient. I might greed for that cannon. He'll probably get a trade on me if I go for it. I'm not sure if it's the right decision. I think I do go for it, and he'll definitely get something on me here. If his jungler is here, I'm dead. That's why I don't really want to go for it. But so I did that. I used the AoE from my Righteous Fury to hit that melee minion to last hit the cannon. So it could have been worse, but at least I got the 50 gold from the cannon. And his jungler wasn't here, so it ended up being okay for me. Shyvana is trying to get a gank, but I'm pretty sure that's warded, so he's really just wasting his time. You see he's standing there taunting him, you know it's warded. The Wukong shouldn't have done that. He should have just pretended like he didn't know to waste more of the jungler's time. They think that this is like something that low elo players do because they don't understand the mind game aspect. And I bought a Doran's ring here just for a bit of extra health and damage. It's more of a, you don't really need it, and it's not ideal to buy it this late. If you're going to buy a second Doran's ring or Dark Seal or whatever, it's best to do it on the first buy when it's most efficient still. But because I had a clean, I think 1100 gold on my first back, I could get my Berserker Greaves straight up, so I didn't end up getting a Doran's. In this case, I think it's quite useful just to survive the all-in, because I get that 60, or I think it's 60 extra health from the Doran's ring. I get a bit more damage, which helps my heal as well. So again, Wukong roamed. I'm not sure, he probably went mid, so I'm just going to hold this freeze for a second and try and deny him a little bit more XP and gold. Like, this kind of roam is just really bad. He should push the wave all the way into my turret before he leaves. So I see him in mid now, and that's my signal to push this in. So the good thing with Kayle is even if you freeze, you can bounce a wave really quickly. So you're seeing here, even though it's right up against my turret, within a matter of seconds I can clear the whole thing and push it into his turret. That will deny him gold, and I don't think he's even coming. If he comes back to lane, he'll get a little bit of it. If he goes down, he's going to suffer. But you see, if you look at the scoreboard, I'm up 20 CS on him, around, I think 20 CS. So 80 to 97, almost 20 CS, which is about a kill. So even though he killed me once, I have that CS advantage, and it's just going to get bigger because he doesn't know how to control the waves. I'm not going to greed for that wave because it's going to push towards me anyway. And at this point, even missing one minion's worth of XP isn't a big deal. We're already level 9. It's a lot more impactful early on in the early levels when 1 minion is a substantial chunk of your XP. And as you level up, it diminishes like how many minions it takes to actually level up. So the XP becomes a little bit less important. Like 1 minion isn't a big deal. You're thinking about the bigger picture at this point, like where's the waves? How much am I getting from those waves? So if I gave up, what, like 2 melee minions there, just not a big deal. I just wait for it to push in. Like, I don't want to get killed by his jungler, so at this point, I just have to be patient. And even though the score is 11-2, my whole team's flaming each other, as you can see on the left, we can still win because all the players in this game are just really bad. So that all-in he did there was alright, but it doesn't really matter because I can just heal it up and I can counter. This close to my turret, it's really hard for him to all-in because he can't chase me down. If I fought him where that giant wave was, nearer to his turret, he could have ran me down, knocked me up with his ulti, and it would have been a lot more difficult. Whereas at my turret, he can only get his dash Q combo, and that's about it. I can see the jungler coming here. I'm backing off to get these golems because I just want to pretend like I've backed. You'll see in a second, the Lee Sin Q's over. He thinks that the golems are gone, which is nice for me, so I can just farm it safely. Wukong roamed, or I think he's going to TP bot lane in a second. Yeah, he's TP'd bot lane. So I need to take this really quickly and then go push out that wave and punish the Wukong even more. But see, again, he did a big mistake by not pushing that wave in. So if he pushed that wave in first and then TP'd, it would have been a lot better for him. But he just randomly TP'd. Even though he gets a kill and he's probably going to win that fight down bot, it doesn't really matter because he's going to lose so much up here. I believe the jungler might be top lane still, and he might come try and defend this, but no, the jungler's bot lane as well. So there's 4 people bot, but see, they got 3 kills there, and then they're probably going to get that turret. And I think I missed first blood turret by a little bit, but it doesn't really matter. My team is so behind, they don't really want to be trading turrets anyway. And Kayle takes this kind of thing really quickly, just because of the attack speed and the AP, and it's even better because I got the Dark Seal Doran's ring combination along with the attack speed from my other items. So I get that gold right there, and I'm getting really far ahead of the Wukong in CS now. So he's back to collect that wave, but I can just go back now, get my Nashes. I got a 30-40 CS lead, and it won't be long before I can actually destroy him in a fight. My goal is to just really farm up and get my Rage Blade. Once I get that Rage Blade, I will actually be able to destroy everyone in team fights. And I'm pretty sure I'm out CSing everyone really hard in this game because I have about almost 10 CS per minute. I'll probably have it soon. Before 20 minutes, I'll have 10 CS per minute. And again, they have an all-AD team comp. Zed doesn't really scare me. Wukong is... he beats you early, but like I said, once I get that 2-item spike, it's not going to matter anymore. And no one will be able to answer my split push, and I'll be able to destroy them in team fights as well. So just be patient, farm it up, don't worry too much about what the team's typing. Like, if you notice, I haven't actually said anything to the team yet. I'm just going to let them argue for a bit and see what happens. Like, once, if I win, like, as long as I don't surrender, that's the biggest thing. If they don't surrender and we turn one mid-game team fight, they'll change their tune completely, and they'll actually follow you once they know that you can carry. So I'm going to take the red buff here. I don't know if the jungler cares or not, but it doesn't matter. If I get this, it'll help me a lot more than the Shyvana who's feeding. I don't really need to be here, but the thing is that I have the wave pushed out past the middle of the lane. So I can... the only one who's losing here is the Wukong, because what will happen is that wave will bounce to me eventually. So he comes in here, and I ulti the Caitlyn, so they don't really get much damage there. I dodge the MF ulti. I'm just staying back. There's no point. See, what that Shyvana's doing is pretty bad. He should be just peeling for the back line at this point. So I kill the Wukong. He tried to fake me out with the decoy, but I knew it was fake. So I get killed there. 2 kills. Oh wait, never mind. So I could have gone for that, but getting 1 extra kill doesn't really matter. It's probably better for me to try and keep my team alive. So the Poppy survives there, which is nice. Would have been good if I could get the shutdown on the Zed, but I ran out of mana. And I could have flashed for that guy, but it's not really worth it. I can do a lot more with the flash at the moment. At least I hope so anyway, because later in the game, like, I can use that flash to turn a team fight. Picking off a Bard doesn't make a difference. It's 300 gold, but I'm going to get this turret whether he's dead or alive, so it doesn't even matter. So I take that. I'm going to go collect that wave top. Yasuo wants to steal my wave, but you see how I set that wave up to bounce back towards me. So that's all gold and XP that Wukong lost, and I'm going to get once I go up here and take that. So, like, these swings, by manipulating the waves in the mid-game, it's what makes the difference between, like, really bad macro and then just good macro. Because right there, you see how I roamed? I was down mid lane for a long time. I managed to take the mid turret, I got 2 kills, helped my team defend that mid turret there. And then I still got back and got all the gold, all the XP. He got no pressure on my turret. So in the end, it worked out a lot better for me than like the 50 roams he's done where he just randomly leaves and loses a ton of XP. Like, my team is fighting now, but I don't care. I got red buff. I have 2,700 gold, but they're not going to come stop me anyway. And even if they do, I can probably kill at least one of them. So I'm going to keep pushing. They can just keep jerking off. Like, there's no objectives there. They can get that in. Like, think about it like this. If I go there and I defend, they can maybe stop that tier 2 turret from going down. But I can stay here and get this tier 2 turret. Like, that MF can't fight me. If he tries to fight me, I will kill his ass. So what he did there is, it's okay, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, I got the turret. He can clear the minions, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to try and go back, but I think he face checks me here. So watch this. I'm going to back somewhere safe, and if he does face check me, I will kill him. So at this point, we've traded tier 2 turrets. But, oh yeah, there you go. The MF tries to face check me. Then I get the kill on him, which is really good. So I flashed there, because killing that MF gives me a lot of pressure. The enemy team has to back now almost, because they know I'm going to go back. That wave is shoving in, and it's going to bounce on their base turret. So if they don't go back and get that, they could lose a lot of gold and XP. And they don't know if I've backed or not. So now it's my turn to recall. I spent 3,300 gold and upgraded my Rage Blade in one shot. I'm ridiculously strong now. And at this point, it's time for me to actually start impacting the game a little bit more directly. So Lee Sin right there, I know he just got the dragon. He's going to come up. He thinks he's strong at the moment, but he's not. Like, see that? I even misclicked that ward. I'm really bad, so I have to A-click, otherwise I can't kite properly. So I accidentally attacked that ward, but I do so much damage, it doesn't even matter. I just mauled him. I could have gone, I maybe should have collapsed on them there, but I really wanted to greed for that wave and just get some mid-pressure back. Yeah, I think it's better not to chase, but my team's going for it, so I thought whatever. I'm so strong right now. If I can get in on this, I will be able to destroy everybody. So I give Poppy the speed buff so she can try and catch them. So she's going to go for the Zed. She gets the Zed there, but he ultis and then runs away. So I don't want to dive too deep, so I just get that Bard kill. Now I'm going to chase down this MF. Yeah, I don't know if this. I could have gotten the MF there, but I really wanted the shutdown on the Zed, and I greeted for it. But then Kayle ended up getting anyway, gave up the MF kill. That was a mistake. I should have just kept going for him. Yeah, this guy's. I don't know what he's doing. Like, look at that. Look at that. There's no way they can fight me. I can basically 1v3 at this point, and I think I do. At some stage of this game, people just don't expect my damage because they haven't even seen me on the map for what 20 minutes now. But I got like a 16-minute Rage Blade. I really want that top wave because, like I said, I set it up to bounce, and I could TP for it, but Yasuo was going anyway, so I thought not to greed. Yeah, this is a mistake. I got really greedy, and I would have gotten away with it, but the Wukong teleport kind of fucked me up there. Not a big deal. I'm still really ahead. They get nothing off that except my shutdown. Not ideal, but I traded 1 kill for 1, and the gold is 300 gold on me is a lot more valuable than 450 gold on Wukong anyway, so it doesn't matter. And I'm looking pretty good now. I bought a GA third. So normally I wouldn't do this. Normally I would get either Hurricane or Void Staff, or maybe Wit's End, one of those three. But because it's a full AD team, I feel like GA would be really efficient. And because I'm so far ahead anyway, I don't really need extra damage. If you look, I got 2 levels on the Wukong, 2 levels on Zed, who's ridiculously fed. But I can destroy everyone. And you read the chat, the atmosphere is starting to change. They've stopped flaming each other. They're thinking about winning the game because they see how strong I am and how easily that we can win this game as long as they don't keep dying and keep flaming each other. I'm going to split here because I have TP, and literally they need 3 people to stop me, and even then they might not be able to. That gives me a lot of pressure on the Baron. Obviously the risk is that my team gets caught and we give up Baron. But I just need them to stay safe for another 20-30 seconds, and I can get so much here. I'm going to wait in that bush because I don't know where the team is. I want my team to pressure Baron and get some vision so I can actually pressure, because if they could be collapsing 5 men on me right now. But see, I see those guys there, and I TP in. Probably, I don't know if it was worth it, but I didn't think it was worth staying for that tier 1. So that, yeah, this is the worst case scenario where my team gets caught, we lose a few members. I had to ult myself there in case he stayed for the all-in, but they ended up running away and disengaging. Not ideal, we lost 3, so I'm just going to give up. I can't defend 1v5. What I need to do is I need to wait for the Caitlyn to come back to life, so I'm going to give up this tier 2 turret. I back ping the Shyvana as well to let her know. So the goal here is wait for Caitlyn to come back alive and then all in under the turret. We might not get any kills, but all we have to do is stop them from taking it and opening up our base, and that'll be ideal. So I dodged that Lee Sin Q. Now they're all in me here, but I have GA. Lee Sin makes a huge mistake and kicks me over the wall, so they can't follow up. But I have GA anyway, so even if they take it, it's not the worst thing in the world. We get a kill. Most importantly, they don't get that turret, which gives us map pressure now. So I ping them to go to Baron again, set up vision. I go back and buy a blue elixir. Now the blue elixir, it's really good not only for the damage, but the main thing is that it gives that true damage proc on the auto attacks, which works against champions and it works against turrets. So if I get even a minute just to free split bot lane, I will be able to take 2-3 turrets so quickly, and that really boosts my split push pressure by a lot. So I'm going to go down bot now. We have 2 dead, so we can't really do Baron as long as, and I don't think that they're going to go for it now. They're not really in position. They're quite low. I'm pinging my team to go catch that top wave, but I don't know why Caitlyn is farming the wolves, because she's going to give up a lot of golden XP by not getting that wave. Maybe I should have gone for it in retrospect, but I don't think it's good for my team to stay bot. That's why I wanted to get myself in bot lane and put pressure, because they're definitely going to send people for me. It's inevitable. And I have 100 CS on Wukong at this point. I'm better than 10 CS per minute with 8 kills. Even if they send members, they won't be able to kill me, so it doesn't matter. I have GA. They have full AD team. So this is a free turret. If Lee Sin tries to stay and fight, I will kill his ass. Nope. So here we go. I'm going in again. I don't have full vision. I see Bard coming down, so I can detect that they're coming for me now. So I ignore the Lee Sin. I got to kill their MF first. I ultied a bit late because I misclicked and I have terrible mechanics. But you see I don't dodge, but I healed myself, so he doesn't have an AWP, and I have GA still. I don't chase because I don't know where the last guy is. I might have been able to tell if I was paying attention, but obviously in the middle of a 1v3, I'm just focusing on the map. Sorry, not the map, the fight that I'm doing. Now my team here goes for I think it's an Ocean Drake, which is a huge mistake. There's 3 dead, 2 bot lane. That was a free Baron, and I really should have taken that advantage, but instead we're wasting time here, and I think that one of them dies as well, which is not good. Yeah, we got an Ocean for it, which is pretty shitty considering how badly I outplayed them macro-wise, and obviously the 1v3, but it's whatever. It doesn't matter because the game is just snowballing even harder for us now. I'm even stronger than before. I have all that gold. Now they're going to try and make a play on me here, but it's not enough. I can still, even though I have 2,500 gold, I can still kill them all. I have ulti, and I'm pretty sure MF's ulti is much longer cooldown than mine, so they can't win. I'm trying to farm a little bit extra gold, just so I can Well, before I left the base, I didn't have enough gold to get my next item. So what I'm going to do is I went back to lane to farm that little extra bit, collected the blue buff. I don't really need it, but it's better than anyone else on my team getting it, so I take it anyway. I go recall here. I sell the Doran's ring because I have 10 stacks on that Dark Seal, which means it's much more efficient to sell the Doran's. Even though I lose a little bit of extra health and stats, it doesn't really matter. I get the Hurricane here because the AoE DPS on that item is just insane. You don't really lose, you'd think you'd lose a lot of single target DPS, but Hurricane is actually really good in the sense that you only lose a little bit of single target DPS. You get, I think, 200% AoE damage on 2 extra targets, assuming that you hit them with the Righteous Fury AoE and the Hurricane bolts. And it's really good because it applies full damage on your on-hit from E and the splash as well, so you get a lot of damage from that Hurricane. And the attack speed is really good, it'll help me take these turrets faster. So you see here, even though I don't have the blue pot, I melt this thing. My team is just trying to stall them from Baron and letting me split push, which is really smart. They don't want to fight here unless the team tries to Baron, in which case they need to stall them as long as possible and let me get pressure on this. I walked up and tanked a turret shot there to keep up my Rageblade stacks, which is quite worth, I think, because it increases my attack speed a lot. So I keep pushing, I get a free inhib here, and they're going to keep fighting for that Baron. Now I could TP to try and turn that fight, but they're not sending anyone back. I get a free inhib here. I might even be able to get a Nexus turret, so I'm just going to let them fight. Like, TPing for a 5v5 where we might win is not as good, in my opinion, as getting guaranteed inhibitor, guaranteed Nexus turret. So here we go, I'm pushing. My team lost 2 members, but they can't Baron, because if they try and Baron now, they're fucked, because I'll take the Hell base and just end the game. They don't have the time for it, so I try and run away here, but I get slowed by that MF, so I recognize that I can't run away, so I just turn. I gotta kill that Zed, because he's really fed, but he runs away. Lee Sin, for whatever reason, tries to run ahead of me. I kill 2 of them because they completely fucked that up. I don't have ulti, otherwise I would be able to turn that after I G8'd, but it's whatever. So I got a 2 for 1 in a 1v4 or 1v5, which is really good, and they can't Baron now. So you see, I could have TP'd into the Baron fight there, and even if we won, we might have got Baron, but if we lost, they would get Baron for sure. By staying in the base and just taking as much as I can, drawing their, that's drawing pressure into their base away from the Baron. So even if they won that fight, which they did, they can't capitalize on it, so it's much better, I think, in this case, to hold your TP. And now I still have TP, and I can still TP in to help my team if necessary. I sell the Dark Seal and I get a Void Staff. I mean, you could get Magi's, but it's kind of risky, especially because so much is riding on me. If I die and I lose the 10 stacks from the Magi's or the 20 stacks, whatever the case may be, we lose too much. And Void Staff is really good here because they're definitely going to be building Magic Resist soon, given how fed I am. Another option is Wit's End, but like I said, they're a full AD team. Having the extra MR doesn't help, and the Void Staff does give better damage and more burst. So I get the Void Staff. And I will absolutely shred everyone here, because I have that Hurricane applying AoE damage. All we have to do now is wait for that bot lane to push in, and then they'll have to send someone to defend it. Oh, we got a pick, so I'm waiting here because I know they're going to flank. By standing in that bush, I held off 2 people, lets my team take this 1v3. Yasuo being retarded again, just running in there for no reason and dying. Now I'm going to wait for them to come back to me. There's no point in trying to get in there and 1v9 like that. I played it patiently, let them burn all their cooldowns first. I got a flash, finished off the MF. The Bard stays, gives me another kill. Now we could chase this, but it's completely pointless. It's better for us here to just clear this wave so Wukong can't keep pressuring mid, and then we go and turn Baron. That's a much better idea. So I ping my team to come Baron. We could 2-man it easily, or even 3-man it in this case with the Poppy. But even if I tank it, it's not a big deal because we have the Caitlyn as well for the extra DPS, and my damage is insane. I have quite a lot of armor, so easy play. They have to go back now, even if they, like, I think the Lee Sin might try and contest, but I don't think it'll make too much difference. It's risky because the Shyvana is doing something really stupid. He should be trying to smite that, but in the end I have to do it myself, so I did a quick EQ combo on the Baron and I managed to secure it. Partly because the Lee Sin is bad. He definitely could have stolen that because of the mistake that my Shyvana made. Like, you can't be the jungler with smite and try and zone. You have to be in the Baron pit and let someone else's own. The Wukong tries to fight me here, which is pretty dumb. I can't kill him because, like I said, he's got that decoy, so I let him all in me, but it doesn't matter. My ulti has a 40-second cooldown. I have 45% CDR. It'll come back up before his, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it gives us quite a bit of pressure now to get this free dragon. We could keep pushing, but it's better if I reset first and get my last item. So what I want to do here is, because GA is on cooldown, I can sell it and then buy a death cap, which will take my damage to the next level. I'll be doing like 3000 DPS in AoE in these team fights once I get that. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to make a pick, but I really should be recalling and spending my gold. But I can get this red buff. The Caitlyn steals it from me, which is really dumb given how fed I am. And I'm like, you think that the ADC should get it, but I apply red buff with 2.5 attacks per second, which is much more efficient than whatever the hell he's doing. Lee Sin lands a Q on me here, but it's pretty useless, since if he takes it, I'll just murder him in 2 seconds or less. My team's there. I don't want to face check because I don't want to get hit by the Wukong ulti. I'm just waiting for them to burn cooldowns. They can attack Poppy all they like. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to change the game or win them the fight. Because if they blow cooldowns on him, I just go in and murder everyone with my Hurricane. Yeah, I have to stay now because Shyvana is pressuring that top turret. If I back, then he's going to die and we lose it for free. He got a turret, which is good. He dies, and then we get 2 turrets out of that exchange, which is fine. But we can't keep pressuring now because I'm sitting on too much gold. We have 4v5. It's time to back, spend our gold, and reset. I'm trying to ping my team to get out of there, but I don't know what this guy's doing. He's just standing in range, trying to bait them or something. But it's honestly better if we just all run and recall now. Yasuo is being a retard again in their top jungle for whatever reason when he should just be backing. So yeah, I get my death cap there. And I do ridiculous damage right now. So next, what I would probably buy is I would sell Berserker Greaves and get Lichbane. Because the reason I do that is because Hurricane and Lichbane give you a lot of move speed. So you actually end up with about the same move speed as Boots 2 if you sell Lichbane with Hurricane. Obviously, it's not as fast as Boots plus Hurricane, but it's not the biggest deal because you get a lot of extra damage and burst. And it's easier to proc Storm Raiders with Lichbane, so yeah, I think it's better just to get the Lichbane in this case. Now the Wukong, he overextends. Now you see here, I'm pretty sure he's gonna... Oh, no, never mind, he just tries to all-in me and he dies. Yeah, they can't fight me, even if they try and all-in. I used my ultimate already, so I'm full health still after that exchange. But I have to be careful because the Zed can kill me if he lands everything. But if you notice, I actually have 107 MR thanks to those scaling armor seals, and I have 2300 health, so it's not like I'm squishy. And I'm a lot stronger than him, so he's level 16 still, and even if he tries to kill me, it's not going to work. I'm just going to live through it. So I get ultied there, it's not a big deal. The game's basically over, so there we go. That's GG. Like, the Zed misses everything on me, I think, so. But yeah, if he didn't run away there, I would have killed him, but there we go. That's how you 1v9 with Kayle against golds and plats. Just don't worry too much about helping the team. Focus on getting yourself ahead. You really just want that 2-item power spike, at which point you can really affect the game a lot more than if I tried to force it early on. Like, there's no point taking, coin flips, going grouping. I can stay top lane, and when Wukong makes dumb roams like that, I just stay top lane and keep pushing, because I can punish him. I ended up, 130 CS on top of him. I have 20k gold, which is 5,000 gold more than the Fed Zed on their team. Because, like I said, I just understood the game a lot better from a wave manipulation point of view. I knew when to group, when not to group. At least that's my preferred style. I know a lot of people would rather TP in to help their team. But I think it's better this way, just pressuring the map, getting yourself ahead, get your CS, and then once you actually have the items to do damage and turn those team fights, then you can group. But I think if I did try and group early there, it wouldn't have really worked out. So in the end, I think that was for the best. But I don't pretend to be an expert. I'm not Challenger. I'm just Diamond at this point. But I think that's the correct thought process. Hopefully you guys found that video helpful. I don't know how many more of these I'll do. I might try a few more if I get some good feedback, but yeah, there you go. And I know the mic quality is terrible because it's just a microphone from my webcam. So I apologize for that. Anyways, thanks for watching. Enjoy. Good luck with Kayle.